so amazing that every family has an emotional thermostat,
Yeah.
a baseline,
Mm-hmm.
and it's set, and it was set unconsciously. It was just set kind of by default.
Mm-hmm.
This is rolling along, and you're doing your thing, and life's busy, and it set this thermostat, this temperature, emotional temperature. And so a child's born into it, or you're just operating, and having this awareness, just stopping and saying, okay, let's be honest. Where would we put ourselves on this scale?
Exactly.
You guys make up your own scale, take your numbers wherever. Phenomenal is at a 10, and 1 is you're just ready to kill each other. Where do you land? And that is going to be so powerful, because if you realize, you're like, you know what? Honestly, most of the time we're rolling at a 4, maybe a 5 on a Good Friday night. That's such an important baseline to realize. Our emotional thermostat is way too low.
Right.
And we need to crank this thing up so that we can be operating just at a normal, higher level.
Because the ideal, the goal, at least everything we teach and believe and practice ourselves in the whole Extraordinary Family Life podcast, is that we need to be on the positive side most of the time.
Well, yeah, you're right.
80% of the time, right? You and I.
95.
Well, I know, but you and I and our family experienced a lot of negative emotion last week. We experienced grief.
Lots.
Because of the death of a friend's baby. And that is an emotion we should experience.
100%.
Right? We're not going to be like, oh, we're just going to be in peace and joy that you lost your child. Right.
Last week was, so if you're able to watch this like horizon, last week's this big dip. It wasn't just this little dip, like, oh, you're kind of low baseline and a little dip. We're happy and energized most of the time, and this massive dip into grief, which is exactly what should happen when there's grief.
Yes, exactly.
We're not avoiding it. We're not moving away from it. And we're not already there of like, well, I'm already down here anyways, which is where, that's where I was as a teenager and as a kid.
You were down in apathy or fear or desire.
Grief and anger and bitterness. Like, I was just so mad at it, things, what choices my parents had made, and then choices I had made, and being lonely and frustrated. I just was operating down there all the time. And another bad thing would happen, and my mind was just like, there it is again. And it wasn't even that much of a dip, because I was already operating at such a low level